Okay, so we're going to do problem 3 of the 2017 AMC12A. Ms. Carroll promised that anyone who got all the multiple choice questions right on the upcoming exam would receive an A on the exam. Which one of these statements necessarily follows logically? So this is one of those questions where it's not about the numbers, but rather about the truth value of statements, or like which one has to be true. Okay, so maybe we can start by taking the opposite of the question. Anyone who got all of the multiple choice questions right will receive an A. So that means if I get all of them wrong, I obviously won't receive an A. For example, we can say that. Or we could say, like, if you don't get all of them right, you're less likely to get an A. Let's see which one matches that. So from choice, if Lewis did not receive an A, then he got all of the multiple choice questions wrong. So from this, if you really don't know how to approach it professionally, you can always use your intuition or your common sense or something like that. Basically, an A grade means like you get the majority of that means you get a good portion of the questions right. Let's say you get 90% right. Then that would be an A, for example. So if Lewis did not receive an A, he got all of them wrong. Well, if he got all of them wrong, obviously he wouldn't get an A if we're thinking about that. But that doesn't mean if he didn't receive an A, he got all of them wrong. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, so next one. If Lewis didn't receive an A, then he got at least one of the multiple choice questions wrong. If he gets one wrong, it's not too bad, but if he gets maybe 10 wrong, then that could be bad. This is interesting. This one's interesting. We can keep it. Let's move on. Let's see. If Lewis got at least one of the multiple choice questions wrong, then he did not receive an A. That's kind of strict. That means if he gets 9 out of 10 correct, and he doesn't receive an A, then this is basically like an A is only for perfect scorers. But that's not what we're given. We're told if you get a perfect score, you're guaranteed to get an A. So C isn't what they're saying. Like you could find a loophole there. How about D? If Lewis received an A, then he got all of the multiple choice questions right. Again, this is like saying to get an A, you must have a perfect score on the exam. At least for the multiple choice part. But again, that's not what we're told here. Next is E. If Lewis received an A, then he got at least one of the multiple choice questions right. Well, let's see. If he only gets one question right on the 10 question test, then he's basically failed. So it wouldn't make sense to get an A unless that's the definition of an A. But from this we can infer maybe it's not that definition. So let's see, between A and B. If Lewis did not let's look at choice A. If Lewis didn't receive an A, he got all of them wrong. Well, let's say he gets a B. Does that mean he got all of them wrong? No. So it doesn't line up with our prior knowledge, and actually B happens to be the right answer. So there's a bunch of ways you can reason through this. And if you find yourself taking a bit more time on this than all the others, you can just move on. Because this is a question that I think would take a really long time to explain, so it would take a long time to solve as well.